Did you know that all the karma you accumulate throughout your life isn't a final sentence? Sadhguru shows us that with just one simple action, you can release the unwanted karma that's been weighing you down. Sounds unbelievable, right? But what you're about to learn could completely change how you handle life's obstacles and challenges. While many people think karma is something you have to pay for, the reality might be very different. What if I told you that by changing just one thing in your life, you could free yourself from years of repeating patterns and finally experience the lightness you've been seeking? It's not about endless effort, it's about taking one conscious action. Let's explore this profound teaching and uncover what's really holding you back and how you can break free right now. The concept of karma is often misunderstood, usually tied to ideas of punishment or reward. However, karma isn't a life sentence. It's simply a collection of memories and actions we've gathered over time. Imagine these memories as the building blocks of your reality. They shape who you are, but they don't have to define who you'll become. Sadhguru teaches that karma is neutral, merely reflecting our past experiences. When we view karma from this perspective, we realize it doesn't carry any moral weight. Like gravity, karma affects everyone equally, guiding us based on our choices, without judgment. These memories aren't limited to just what we've done in this lifetime. Some of what we carry comes from generations before us, what's called genetic memory, which affects us from the moment we're born. The human form you have today is a direct result of this. We're shaped by the history of our species, from the first beings that learned to walk to the latest technological advances. Evolutionary karma is embedded in our genes, making all human experiences possible. Once we understand that karma isn't something to fear but something to use, we can start treating it as a tool. Think of it like a computer program. When you know how to access and edit the code, you can rewrite your own story. So, how can we apply this understanding in a practical way? The next time you face a challenge, instead of thinking, "This is happening because I did something wrong," try shifting your mindset. Consider how this event could be offering you a chance to evolve. Here's a real-world example. Let's say you're facing conflict at work. Instead of reacting impulsively, see it as an opportunity to shape your karma. Responding with calm and clarity not only creates a new positive imprint for your future, but also changes how your past memories influence your decisions. Every moment is a new chance to reprogram your life, turning karma into a liberating force. Our physical form, along with our mental and emotional abilities, is the result of an enormous accumulation of memories passed down through generations. These memories aren't just cognitive or emotional, they go much deeper, reaching into genetic and evolutionary memory. Picture every cell in your body carrying a silent record of everything your ancestors experienced, from their struggles to their successes. These records shape everything, from how your body functions to how you react in complex situations. Sadhguru explains that karma, at its core, is the impression left by these memories. By understanding this, we can see that who we are today is the product of continuous evolution. This memory isn't just limited to our biology, it also shapes how we interact with the world. Every impulse we feel, whether it's the instinct to protect ourselves, the need to find food, or even the desire for social connection, carries traces of these evolutionary memories. They are so subtle and deeply rooted that we rarely stop to question where they come from. A clear example is the fear of the unknown. This seemingly irrational fear goes all the way back to early humanity, when the unknown often meant danger. Even today, in our modern society, that instinct lingers, influencing our decisions and behaviors, even when there's no immediate threat. To apply this in everyday life, think about moments when you react automatically, without thinking things through. These are the times when evolutionary memory is at work. But here's the key. By becoming aware of these patterns, you can start to rise above them. For example, imagine someone who, when faced with a stressful situation, immediately feels anxious or tense. Instead of letting this automatic response take control, you can recognize that this reaction is rooted in old survival instincts. By doing so, you can choose to respond in a calmer, more conscious way. Sadhguru suggests that with practice, we can use this awareness to transform even our deepest reactions, effectively rewriting the memories that shape our present and future. Karma is often thought of as something invisible, but its effects are very real. Imagine karma as software running in the background of your system. You don't see it, but it's always there, shaping how you react, think, and behave in different situations. Just like software needs clear instructions to function, karma is powered by our past choices and experiences. When we go through life on autopilot, not questioning our actions, we let that old software run on outdated settings, creating repetitive patterns. It's like a program that keeps performing the same tasks without ever being updated. Here's Sadhguru's insight. Karma doesn't have to be a fixed system. If we use it consciously, we can rewrite it to bring more freedom instead of limitations. Take someone who has a habit of procrastinating. This repeated behavior becomes part of their code. However, by becoming aware of this cycle and choosing to act differently, taking small, productive steps even when procrastination sets in, that person begins to rewrite their karma. It's like updating the software with new, more efficient lines of code that align with their goals. In your daily life, start paying attention to the automatic patterns that emerge. How do you react in challenging situations without thinking? If your response is negative or limiting, that's your signal to start rewriting your karma. A practical exercise is to keep a journal of these patterns. Every time you notice an automatic reaction, whether it's anger, fear, or another emotion, write it down and reflect on it. Ask yourself, how can I respond differently next time? By doing this, you consciously update your software, turning karma into a tool for growth rather than a source of limitation. Karma, with all its can often feel overwhelming and difficult to understand. But Sadhguru teaches that this complexity is actually an opportunity for growth. Each layer of experience and memory we accumulate is connected, forming an intricate web. It's as if every action, thought, and reaction creates a new knot in this web of karma. When we move through life unconsciously, this complexity can turn into a tangled mess that traps us. However, when we become aware of it, we begin to see the potential for learning and transformation. One of the biggest challenges in dealing with karma is that it affects every aspect of our lives. Our emotions, decisions, relationships, and even dreams are all tied into this invisible system. For instance, imagine someone stuck in a cycle of failed relationships. This pattern could be the result of past traumas or impressions from previous experiences. By becoming aware of this, they can start to break the cycle by identifying where past memories are influencing their present actions. This process of consciously working through the complexity of karma is what transforms it from a burden into a tool for freedom. To manage complex karma, you need to cultivate a deep sense of observation. Instead of getting caught up in immediate emotions, pause and observe the patterns of thought and reaction that surface during challenges. A practical exercise is to meditate on the most complicated areas of your life, reflecting on which past actions might be contributing to these difficulties. Once you identify these patterns, you can begin making conscious changes. For example, if financial problems keep arising, rather than feeling like a victim, ask yourself how past attitudes and decisions might be fueling the situation. Every small, intentional shift in your behavior is like unraveling a thread from the complexity of karma, bringing clarity and freedom. Sadhguru introduces an intriguing concept: developing intense passion for everything around you, while staying detached from your own self. This reversal of passion might seem counterintuitive at first, but it's key to breaking free from the repetitive cycles of karma. When we're overly focused on ourselves, our desires, problems, and ambitions, we get more entangled in karmic patterns. However, when we redirect our energy and passion towards something greater than ourselves, we start to untangle those knots. This practice allows you to use your energy in a more expansive way, free from the limitations of selfish desires. This reversal of passion can be seen in real-life situations. Consider people who passionately dedicate themselves to projects that benefit others. Whether through volunteering, teaching, or helping others overcome challenges, they experience a sense of freedom that comes from shifting focus away from themselves. By doing so, they step out of the cycle of desire and frustration that karma often creates. For instance, Someone who spends their life seeking approval might find freedom by focusing on supporting others' growth, rather than constantly chasing validation. In helping others, they dissolve the karma that once tied them to the need for recognition. To apply this concept in your daily life, start by identifying the areas where you're most attached. What are the things that consume most of your emotional and mental energy? Whether it's the desire for success, recognition, or financial security, you can experience a big shift by redirecting some of that energy toward helping someone else on their journey. This can be as simple as sharing your knowledge with a coworker who needs guidance, or dedicating your time to a greater cause, like environmental preservation or caring for animals. By redirecting your passion in this way, you'll feel an immediate sense of lightness, because focusing on the world around you helps release the weight of your personal karma. Not only does this dissolve old karmic patterns, but it also broadens your life experience, allowing you to live with more purpose and less burden. Now that you've discovered this simple method to release unwanted karma, the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Are you ready to transform your actions and finally break free from the cycles that have been holding you back? Imagine the impact this small change can have on every area of your life. Less emotional weight, more clarity in your decisions, and the freedom to create the future you truly want. What's stopping you from taking that first step? Sometimes, all it takes is one conscious action to start the process of transformation. So, start applying this teaching today and watch how powerful it can be in your life. And remember, the learning doesn't stop here. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and continue this journey of transformation with us. Are you ready to unlock even more? Let's take this journey together.